Hey everybody, it's Lee here. Today I'm gonna uh, just chat for a little bit, and then we'll get into some movements. But I'm I'm going to be working on a black belt form that would have went towards my promotion. It was in 2021. I got my first degree in Kuk Sool Won, which is obviously you can tell by the patch. It's a Korean martial art that landed in Texas and then moved. It's headquartered in Texas right now. I got my first degree black belt in 2021, and then a couple years after that, the main instructor, got colon cancer, and he slowed down and eventually stopped teaching. And it wasn't a big group, but there was a group of us. I was the junior belt. Mostly it was black belts. We did have some color belts come and go, but nobody really stuck around like I did. So a bunch of black belts, and I was the colored belt, and then I finally got my first degree black. But when David started to get into ill health, David's the head instructor here in Calgary, Alberta. Anyway, his students just eventually stopped practicing, and some of them were second and third degree black belts. And I tried to keep the practice alive. At some point, we were going to a park in the city and maintaining our practice, but eventually people just lost their spirit. Maybe like David was like seventh or eighth degree black belt, so he was a high level of skilled instructor for sure. But I don't think he imparted any kind of spirit onto his students because they all just quit. They practically quit. And I tried to keep the ball rolling, and I even was considering opening up a school, getting a license through headquarters, doing it the right way, and paying for the franchise, getting a venue set up, getting the insurance done. But there wouldn't have been any students, even if I had gone through all those steps to get a franchise through headquarters and pay that fee, whatever that would have been for every 2 or 3 years. There is only one other school in Alberta, up in Vermilion, run by a fourth Dan, I think fourth or fifth Dan now. And his school is doing really good. But the thing is, here's the kicker. He doesn't have hardly any, he's about like a 4 or 5 hour drive from here, from Calgary. And he doesn't have any, or not much competition. Whereas here in Calgary, there's BJJ here, there's mixed martial arts, Taekwondo. There's a lot of Taekwondo here, and with such a rare art, or not as well known art as Kuk Sool Won, people are usually going with the lowest common denominator. They're going with the thing that's the most popular. Maybe they think they're going to get into competition with Taekwondo, or they're going to go to the UFC with BJJ. And not to denigrate those arts by all means. There's a lot of good in those arts, but Taekwondo, I think it's shied off of self-defense a lot. And BJJ, I don't know. I did some BJJ when I was in training in Budokan, because that was part of the curriculum. We did have some ground fighting involved in our promotion exams. And my very first art that I started, let me just write some of the stuff so people aren't forgetting. Thanks, Ollie Royal. Thanks for joining. I'm just going to do a little bit of a blurb about what I'm all about. I got affiliate with Twitch 4 or 5 years ago, kind of during COVID, and thought that I could give health and wellness to people. I'll just get onto my Twitch channel. So yeah, I've been judo when I was in high school. That was my very first martial arts. So I do have experience groundwork, throwing, choking, and that, and lots of falling, obviously in judo. So that was the first martial art I did, and then I got into other things, other martial arts. I liked those kind of sports more than team sports because I didn't like to share. I wanted the action to be focused on me, and I didn't like sharing the ball like other sports have to. Because I'm not much of a team player, even though at work I can be a team player. But wow, we're at 64 followers, everybody. Thanks a lot for that. Cheers. So yeah, the last martial art, the first one that I ever got an actual black belt in is Kuk Sool Won, and it's got a little bit of everything. It does have the kicks from Taekwondo and punches. It has joint locks and throws and chokes and Chinese weaponry. It's got a little bit of everything. But I'm the only one in Calgary that's actively putting on their dobot, their uniform, and training. Out of all those black belts that have come and gone, I even tried to reach out to former students. I was emailing. I was really promoting the art here in Calgary, and nobody wanted to have anything to do with it. So I don't know if they just had a bad experience with David, our instructor, or if they just had a bad taste in their mouth of martial arts, because I've seen that before, definitely. Sometimes, or even politics can drive people away from something that they really like to do. That's what got me banned from Kyokushin karate. So politics. Otherwise, I'd probably be a black belt in Kyokushin karate by now. But there's a lot of snibbiness in the martial arts community as well. I applied for entry into an open tournament that's supposed to be taking place in November. And they didn't say no, but they were asking me where my group was. And since we don't really have a group anymore, I explained to them that our instructor passed away recently and that none of the students, none of the black belts have coagulated into keeping the club going. So I don't have a home dojang, a home gym. I'm doing it in front of you guys to keep my practice up. But yeah, and just with some of the requirements, it's really prohibitive. It's fairly prohibitive. I don't know how much that franchise fee would have been to use the brand and teach it for Kuk Sool Won. But last year and for a little bit, I was at a Taekwondo school where the head instructor was asking me to co-teach Hapkido. So that was one good thing last year, that I earned my first degree black belt also in Hapkido. So I do have those two first degree black belt certifications. And that can open up a lot of venues instead of just saying, whoa, Kuk Sool Won, and people are like, what's Kuk Sool Won? It's easier for me just to say Hapkido, because essentially they're pretty similar arts. A lot of the techniques, minus pressure points, are used the same way in Hapkido as well, and they do break falling. They do some weapons like we do in Kuk Sool Won, and there's just a lot of overlap between Hapkido and Kuk Sool Won. So getting that first degree black belt wasn't difficult. But now, since that Taekwondo school shut down because the instructor was charged with criminal charges, and he didn't really give me any information on contacting his students after he shut the school down. I'd have to start from scratch again, opening up, finding a venue, finding new students, because I don't have the list of the old students, even though on Facebook I did kind of leave a message, give me a call if you want to continue the Hapkido training. I haven't heard a word from them, and that's been like 7 months now. So obviously that's a dead end. It's unfortunately, I don't know if they just got disillusioned with their Taekwondo instructor being charged criminally with things and they just stopped training, or if they want to go to another Taekwondo school and didn't want to continue with Hapkido. I've been there, done that. I've trained in different martial arts where the instructor had moved away or the school moved to a location that was just where I'd just be practicing once a week, which is hardly anything. Not enough to maintain progress and advance in the arts. Doing it only for like 1 week, 1 day out of the entire week. So I get that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any yoga today. Maybe then I'm definitely the next stream I am. I did do a little bit of Budokan yoga to warm up. And I don't expect people to follow along with what I'm doing because it's pretty advanced stuff. It's the I'll be stumbling through it. My head instructor, just when he was getting bowel cancer, he was slowly trying to push me through this Hyung for the 2nd degree black belt, the form. And I say stumbling because I haven't done it for a while. Those other black belts, they forgot the form for some strange reason. They were forgetting a lot of things, which you would think would be more of an impetus to practice and keep up the skills and remember stuff, because there's a lot of information in our art that if you don't keep up with, you really forget quite easily. So in case the day comes that I ever do get students, I do have my Kuksul manual, and also 1st degree black belt in Kuksul and 1st degree black belt in GHA Hapkido. So I do have material for the students, the color belt manual, in case I should happen at some point to get some students, and I can let GHA headquarters know that I'm actively teaching, and we can get recognized by them, and we can get visiting instructors or visiting students to come train. Just have to have a venue with mats, because Hapkido we do a lot of rolling and throwing and falling. But there is a lot in this particular arts to go through. Don't know if we've got the I don't think we have the syllabus here in this book. Yeah, there's just, oh wait. Yeah, we do. What am I talking about? Oh, okay, no, this is just everything that's, no, this is everything. Everything up to 1st black. Just see if that shows up. Today I'm just wearing my black Korean martial arts uniform and some, so just see if we can get a real good close-up. I got a better camera, so there should be decent. Don't know if there's a way to mirror image this, but all that. So So there's etiquette and manners, obviously, because we don't want to be training thugs. Fundamental key exercises, but so because Kuk Sool is a half hard, half soft martial art, we do a lot of soft style energy breathing techniques, much like the yoga that I've done, and Hapkido also does some key building exercises. Suki, so that's the hand techniques, blocking, punching, striking. Kicking, all kinds of kicking, because the Koreans are really known for their kicking, and jumping and spinning kicks, all those kind of wacky things. Koreans are known for that, Korean martial arts. Karate actually borrowed a lot of their turning or spinning or circular kicks and jumping kicks from Taekwondo and from Korean martial arts in general. And then safety falling techniques, because there are throws and joint locks in this martial arts, we learn how to fall. So if we're being joint locked, we can get out of the joint lock by doing a break fall, or we get thrown and we can land with minimal injury, much like judo. Only judo doesn't do as much punching and kicking as we do. And then sets of techniques. One, two. So in some of these sets of techniques, like the first set there's 5. In the second set, there are 15 techniques to go over. In the third set, there are 11. In the fourth set, there are 13. And these are, some of them are very foundational. Sometimes it's the same. It's the right hand grabbing the left hand. Sometimes it's the right hand grabbing the right hand. So a cross grab. Some of them are clothing techniques. And then some of them are a reverse grab. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth set of techniques has 6 techniques. The seventh has 15, and that's techniques against. So someone's coming at us and we're countering with a block. Someone's coming at us with a kick and punch and we're countering with hand techniques. And then the next set of 15 is countering against a punch and a kick with kicking techniques or leg techniques. And then there's a set kind of going back to that primary set of techniques, only it's coming off the first primary set we're actively grabbing. The second extension of that primary set is someone once again is punching and kicking, so we're working those techniques off of that opening. And then so that secondary set is repeated with a few alterations in the next set, which is 7 techniques. And then we start getting into lots of sorry, guess I need a better ring light to show that off. But the next set of techniques is 20, so that's clothing grabs from the back, clothing grabs from the front. There's 23 of those that we do. And then joint bending, there's 13 of those. Techniques against someone trying to hip throw you, we've got 13 counters. And this is by no means conclusive. And then a set of 5 techniques. Then after that, there's a set of 10, and that's some different countering throws. Then we have like 2 hands grabbing on one hand. We've got 15 counters to that. And then 1 hand grabbing each hand for like 2 hand grab on both hands, 15 of those. And some application of these joint locking techniques against someone with a knife. And that's the final 15. So all of this for first degree black belts, plus we've got 5 or 6 different forms that are involved. So normally in more martial arts, when you get your brown belt, or if you get brown belt with stripe, or then maybe even 2 stripes, then in the next stage is black. But with us, we have red belt, which is a pretty common Korean belt color, and then we've got brown. And then brown is like the halfway point for our curriculum. After that, there's like brown with all the way up to 8 stripes, because we have so much to cover in the curriculum. So normally brown would be just before black. With ours, it's like halfway up to black. Yeah, I'm going to get into that. Sorry, I guess I'm kind of blathering on, but yeah, I applied for that open tournament, and they wanted to get some information like what group am I training with. So it doesn't sound too positive. They did say like online it said an open tournament, but then they were saying, oh, it's by invitation. So they're changing their wording on it, which doesn't give me much hope for actually being able to attend this open tournament. And it sounds like maybe they want attendees from like a large group from different schools instead of just one practitioner like myself from a style they've probably never heard of. So I'm gonna muddle through this particular form. Just have to get some coffee to get me all jazzed up. Yeah, I'll just, like I said, I'm going to be muddling through it. I can't recall all of it, and to me, it's the last form that I did, so I'm not particularly good at it, just because I've only done it like less than 5 times. Here we go, guys. I'm going to shut up now and let's just get to work. I got to set up a YouTube video that has the form just so I can remember. So thanks for your patience. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for getting us up to 64 followers, everybody. I really appreciate that. Twitch has kind of altered its requirements for affiliates, so who knows if I get enough viewers and enough time in, maybe I'll make affiliate again and hopefully monetize somewhat. That being said, I do have a Ko-fi page, so in about like another 10 minutes, the bot is going to put that link up in chat where you can support my stream. If you like what you see, if hopefully I'm teaching you something you didn't know before or reviewing you skills that you have had before. That's my intention here, is for people like me that don't have an active school, is to get them moving, get them doing something that they've done before, maybe getting a new perspective on things they've done before. Okay, so the name of this form is called Bakpalgi Hyung, and it translates to 108. So this particular martial art claims to have some Korean Buddhist lineage. And 108, 36, and 18, these are all very auspicious numbers in Buddhism. So there's a little bit of history there. I'm going to put the link to the form that I'm doing up in chat, just so you get a So Hyung is the word for form, and Bakpalgi means 108. And there's a particular hand position, the Bakpalgi Kwan, or fist, 108 fist, and it's much like a hammer fist, only we have little pinkies sticking out. So normally a normal hammer fist is in this position. You kind of wrap like you're wrapping your fingers around a roll of quarters, and you hit with that part of the hammer fist. Maybe next time with my yoga stream, but I'm gonna just wear my martial arts pants for now. Thanks. So instead of the regular hammer fist, it's like a key hammer fist, and so you see how the little finger is sticking out. So that's that fist position. I'm going to stumble through, go through as much of it as I can. Palgi Hyung, and we always start in some of our intermediate and advanced forms in horse stance, and we do this breathing exercise. Fists at the side, exhale, open the hands up, come up, and lower the hands with control from here. Form a T, cross the hands over, and I got my right hand in that Bekpalgi fist. Yeah, I know. Let me get my ring light. Maybe that'll work. Thanks for letting me know about the lighting issue. I do have a ring light. I was too lazy to set it up. Let's get the ring light happening then. And that'll give us a little bit more. Might actually put my green screen up too, and that'll kind of give a bit of a contrast to things. So, I mean, I'm doing all this by myself. I'm doing all this video production and setup. So it's not like I'm just doing some amateur production. This does take quite a bit of setup to do, and then on top of that, trying to come up with content that'll keep people's interest, because sometimes I've done streams, or even gaming streams, and people didn't really hold that much interest in it. Oh. Okay, my camera. Why did my camera conk out? Okay, that's the front camera. Let's switch back to the back camera. Okay, there we go. I guess plugging in my ring lights caused the computer to think. Okay, that should be a little bit, maybe. I guess not. Let's move this back a little bit. Maybe we'll get the lower body. And the ring light, so a little bit more visible. So starting off the form, doing the Qigong, shape of the T, right hand in that hammer fist, lifting the leg up into crane stance. And just get my balance a little bit. I am working with a left side knee injury as well, so that'll affect the height of my knee, because I've lost a lot of flexibility. Yeah, sorry about that. So kind of like a knee kick, and then turning the body over and landing with more control than that. Here, punching, so it's just a regular punch. Stepping forward, punch, and then from here, so 1, 2, lifting that knee up and slowly punching, extending the leg. Yeah, actually, that's not bad height. You know what? I'm gonna get into a pair of white martial arts pants because I'd like to view my forms. So don't go away. I'm just gonna do a quick uniform change from my uniform malfunction. Hey everybody, I'm back. Yes, I do have my. This is actually not Kuk Sool Won. This is the Taekwondo pair of pants. I was doing that just in case I went to a school where they don't wear all black pajamas. It'll be easier to see the leg movements and the stances. Now, traditionally, I wouldn't be changing into a pair of white pants. That'd be a big no-no in the traditional sense because they have their uniform and you wouldn't be breaking a uniform code. But since I'm just streaming generally, there we go. There's my coffee link. If you do like what you see, please send me a coffee so I can power my streaming and I can do it maybe every second day. So let's get that down lower. Got the lights, got the white pants on. Just get in frame. Geez, this video production stuff really is complex, isn't it? Huh. Forming a T with the body. Now, they never really explained why we'd be standing in this position, this kind of scarecrow position, but that's kind of chambering with covering this hand, covering midsection in preparation with the key hammer fist, and then leg is up. And so it's like a statue. You have to. It's like a building. You have to start with the foundation first. So I'm gonna make sure I can hold this crane leg position. And my knee is really bugging me. Slowly turning the body to that side with the open hand coming over like that. Punch, step, punch. And from here, lifting the leg up, chambering, slowly extending the leg, and punching. So do that a few more times. Move on to the next phase. Because I don't have a lot of space going that way, I have to move. Then from here, landing, and I think it's maybe the spinning back or spinning hammer fist, but let me just check. And a lower horse stance. As impractical as that may be, punch, and maybe a lower front stance too. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I missed something in there. Work that transition more. Land with control, turning gently, and lower horse stance. One, two, three, land, and then this key back fist, or key hammer fist. Okay, there's stuff that I'm missing. It's not quite the way I learned it, but oh, I have to do okay. Really low horse stance, up, open up. Having a knee injury really sucks. Still rehabbing from that. Trying to get that stability in my standing leg. Opening up to the side. Punch. Just a regular punch, punch. Then slowly extending the leg and foot. Landing. Circular knife hand to the neck. Circular hammer fist. Then from here. What the heck was that next? Turning and so keep going here. Jumping inside kick and spinning downward. Knife hand. So from there that was boom. Crane leg again. Work on stability in the standing leg. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I do have a playback on this, and people I usually generate a bunch of followers days after the stream that's been done. So I appreciate your sentiment on the shorts, but that'll be the next yoga stream that I do. So from there, then we do a jump. 1, 2, 3. What the hell is he doing then? It's different than the form that I learned, but there's still some common elements. Oh, okay, landing. Stick the landing. Let's just go back to the original, to the start. And this is why people don't do martial arts, because it's boring and there's a lot of repetition, and that's the only way to progress, especially through a long form like this. I don't know how many movements there are in this, but it's quite a bit. Actually, let me do the previous form to that, because there's similar techniques. Gumlihyung. Oh. Yeah. So, yeah. Back spin kick. Spin kick. Wow. Completely forgot that form too. Wow. They will be watching later on. I usually don't get a bunch of followers just because I haven't put my schedule up, which is bad on my part. But with my work, because I'm working a regular job, on top of streaming, I can never say when I'm going to be streaming next. Young. It's because I can't remember all of it, which is pretty sad. It's fine. And again, lower stances. Oh. spin from here, throw. All right. So mantis, throw. So I'm doing mantis high and mantis middle against someone doing side kicks at me. Side kick, inside kick, reverse thrust. Here we go. And from here, block, punch. Something like that. Oh my goodness. Well, because those other black belts just couldn't keep up practice with me. Okay, so yeah, I did that. Good. Yeah. Side kick, front kick, block punch kick. Yeah. Yep, that's pretty much it for Gum Moo Hyung. That's good. I didn't forget most of it. So after that, now the Big Pelgi Hyung. So there's that set of 3 jumps. All right, turning. So here, spinning around. And that jump. Knife hand, right? It's always that. Knife hand, then crane here, and we do that set of 3 jumps. Right. Good. Set of 3 jumps. Jumps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. There's some kind of, I can't remember what the fist positioning was on this, something like that. It's low. Let's do that one more time. So now I turned around on there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Coming down with an elbow, dropping an elbow. Okay, and he's doing a spin that we didn't do. So it's actually probably from this side. Turning around. That's a new turn to me. But then again, David was kind of on cancer meds, so he might have taught me some things a little backwards. That's more than likely. And despite the fact that he really didn't like us students referring to YouTube or texts, sometimes that's the way we had to. There's a little bit of ink is sharper than the best of memory. So obviously there's a okay. Yeah, that's it for today, everybody. I did get some martial arts in today, so I'm gonna go raid somebody. In about 2 or 3 days time, though, I'm gonna do another Budokan yoga, so that'll be the yoga stream. It's just 51 minutes. Yeah, that's about right. I don't like to do streams too long because people seem to not have the attention span for it. So I try not to. I used to do like an hour and a half or an hour and 40 long minute streams, and nobody was watching. It was too long. So cheers for joining me, everybody. We're going to go raid somebody. Also, iRoyal, or so I don't know how to pronounce your name. I have to be very careful with Twitch terms of service. All they have to do is give me one complaint. And thanks for reminding me. This is actually when I was affiliate last time. I was so fed up with getting no viewers that I did a naked yoga stream. So no clothing whatsoever, just naked yoga. And within 1 minute, my stream was disconnected and I was put on suspension. So I have to be very, very careful with Twitch terms of service. And even if I tried to post it, because I archive everything, Twitch only holds on to the streams for about a week or 2 weeks. They used to do it 3 weeks. But because of that, because I wanted to save everything for posterity, I would transfer after like the 24 hours that Twitch required for exclusivity. I would take that stream and I would archive it on YouTube. But that time that I did that naked yoga stream, not even 1 full minute, and I was disconnected. So I have to be very, very careful with terms of service and anything like that. I know there's girls doing hot tubs and stuff, but for some reason, no one reports them. Whereas a guy like me doing yoga in the buff, apparently that just triggers them or something. It seems like a double standard, because if there's girls in bikinis in hot tubs on Twitch, where generally states of undress, why would it matter if I'm wearing shorts or if I'm not doing yoga? That's pretty much yoga. But anyway, that's why the clothing restriction, because I really don't need to get don't need to be perma-banned or at least suspended on the platform, because then on YouTube I have maybe 6 followers compared to like 56 here. So that's why. Just because of their terms of service, I have to follow their terms of service to the letter or risk being sanctioned. So we'll see who else. It didn't change my description. Yeah, it's not quick sword draw, everybody. It's empty-handed martial arts. It's really annoying. Pull day, gym things. You know, all these people are doing lifting and whatnot, but I don't see anybody like, oh, no, we got someone doing kickboxing. We're going to go over to the Modern Revelation. This guy's a military veteran, so we're going to go raid him, give him another viewer. That's a good segue from our martial arts to his martial art practice. This is awesome. I like raiding new people all the time. Here we go, buddy. Everybody, we're going to raid. Looks like he's wearing some buff tank top, so maybe you'll like that, all his muscles, because I'm not really that muscular. That's why I got into martial arts, was to defend myself against muscly bullies, and I'm not really muscular myself. I am 56 years old, but that's no excuse for not muscling up. Okay, what was I think it was Modern Revelation. Okay, I got the wrong username. At least you got to see some martial arts, and I was kind of improving my balance at the end, so that's what it does. You do things repeatedly, and eventually you get better at stuff. The Modern Revelation. Okay, I got the raid name wrong. Everybody greet our muscular kickboxing guy and say hello, be nice in his chat. Don't say any inappropriate things that I might let you get away with. And I'll be posting this on my YouTube for posterity, even though it wasn't a very good demonstration of martial arts. But if I do go to that open tournament in November, I'll have plenty of time to polish that form up and maybe complete it. Either that or I'll fall back to that other form that was the one preceding it. Or I'll do a weapons form that's kind of flashy, and people like flashy weapons stuff like Hollywood. Here we are. We're two viewers ready to raid the Modern Revelation. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Be nice in his chat, and let's go see him kickbox.